Hey everybody, it's Jillian. So I had a major coughing attack, and I had a coughing attack right after I ate some chiffon dessert that was in the deli section. And so this is how the holistic allopathic world would have somebody characterize a reaction from any type of food. They would say that it is poisonous, it has something wrong with it. Um, Anytime someone has some kind of reaction to any kind of food, there would be a perception that that food was full of toxins. See, this is how the rumors about food get circulated within the allopathic holistic because people don't understand their symptoms. They don't understand their diaphragm. They don't understand their stomach. They don't understand how their body has to code nutrients in the food supply. And so since I've been dealing with this COVID stuff, right, and my body's in the middle of recalibrating and being recoded to the new viral entities as well as the food supply, eating this chiffon type of dessert was bringing in new coding to my body where the body was like, okay, so you're bringing in something that is, could be new, it could be whatever. The body's saying, okay, we're going to recode everything and get rid of the excess. And so I was coughing up a bunch of just phlegm. And you could say, well, it could have been some virus or something, I'm just like, food, when people have allergic reactions to food or have any kind of reaction to food, it's the body trying to now process this new information. It's data because it's all adaptability. Every single symptom that your body has is adapting to the new thing inside your environment. So since that chiffon is not communicable, that chiffon cake, or it wasn't a cake, it was a chiffon type of dessert. It's like a jello dessert full of cream but different colors. It almost looks like sherbet. Well, it has data in it. And so it's not communicable. So it's only going to upgrade or cause some kind of adaptation when it's actually being exposed to a host. Now, I'm not saying the chiffon dessert was a parasite, but that's the only reason why you react to things is because the body's adapting to it. So my body was adapting to, I had a large amount of it. And so then I was coughing. I'm like, okay, but I've been coughing around this whole COVID stuff because my body is adapting to all the new foods in the food supply. And so you have to understand that your diaphragm is connected to your stomach. It's like it's below your esophagus and your kidneys. It's near your stomach. It's there's signals, like chemical signals being sent to your body in like a billionth of a second. In like a billionth of a second. And so when people are allergic to eggs and meat and milk or tomatoes or nuts or fish, it's because their body is trying to adapt to that. For whatever reason, there was I would say, a difference, an anomaly in the programming to where then the body had to readapt to the fish and the meat and the milk and whatever it is that a person's allergic to. Because I've eaten stuff like that before and never had to cough. So you just understand that every single symptom that you guys get, it's the body adapting. And so to piggyback on the last couple days of the revelation about jelly juice and getting off of jelly juice if you're proportional or underweight. Well, on top of that, if you are obese, stay on the jelly juice, do smaller amounts, or you can do large amounts, whatever you can handle, okay? And you'll be able to handle the jelly juice and the food supply and the COVID. But it's only when people are underweight and proportional where I want you to get off the J juice. Eat the food supply, all of it. I don't care what it is, GMO, not organic, GMO, meat, milk, cheese, everything. Don't be a vegan vegetarian, but if you are, then you need to wean yourself onto something that is highly full of protein, like super high protein, complete proteins. And you need to get substance to your body. And you need to deal with everything in your environment. Because when I did that coughing fit, my husband's like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "What the hell?" Because it came out of nowhere. And I'm like, it's hawking up loogies. hawking up stuff. I just had some chiffon, whatever, and my body is recoding. It's adapting to that new food, it's adapting to my new environment, and that's exactly what symptoms are. So if you're taking J juice to mitigate symptoms, then you've completely lost sight. The whole point of J juice in the beginning was, yes, bringing up everything. Then I noticed, yeah, I was dropping weight when I was like, oh yeah, I haven't dropped weight like this. So there's a lot of things that I was like, characterizing as what I thought was good, and still, I mean, I didn't die from the J juice, but I definitely saw an immediate type of outcome that I was looking for, which was yes to lose weight, which was yes to reverse all my symptoms. So I didn't feel those feelings anymore, but those were all like evolution, but I didn't know how to support that evolution. So either I was washing away with J juice, which okay, fine, or I was using some kind of supplements or cure on the market. But I noticed I was going through evolutions. My brain was becoming clearer. And so there is a point where you overdo J juice, where you don't get the evolution. And so, yeah, you're still doing what you're doing, but then there's new variants in the environment and you don't feel them. You have absolutely no symptoms and you're around people with no symptoms. That means you're in a cured state of decline. So you must be able to react to all the different variants, because all the things that you felt in the beginning of the J juice was all those symptoms that you were cured from in the allopathic holistic industry. Your body was catching up to the evolution. That's why you had all those symptoms in the beginning of the J juice, because your body was finally catching up. The ionic gates were open, the hormonal gates were open, and then you had to deal with all your predispositions and repair and regenerate and eat the food and all this stuff. And so there comes a point where, yes, you get off of J juice and now you deal with the food supply and the symptoms, and you deal with the variants and you cough stuff up. You exercise your diaphragm, your lungs. You know you can survive every single event. And so I told my husband, this fall is going to come around and it's going to be insane like it was last fall. It's going to be insane. Okay? And it was pretty insane last fall. It was pretty insane the fall before last fall. People were dying and dropping like flies, or they were contracting aggressive issues. And so I'm giving you guys fair warning. I'm going to chronicleize and journalize everything that's going on, of course. But now is the time, if you've already done your waterfalls and you've dealt or felt like you've plateaued on the J juice, and even if you haven't, do one more waterfall maybe for a week, and then pack on the pounds and expose yourself to the environment, because you're going to have to at some point. You're going to have to. You can't delay the inevitable. There's no way around evolution. You don't live in a bubble, and you're not supposed to be in a cured state of decline. And when there is evolution, you have to feel the pain. You have to deal with your predispositions. And if it means taking time off, you take the time off. If it means cutting your expenses, you cut the expenses. So that way you have time to heal. And you're not worried about paying this bill or that bill, or keeping up with the Joneses over here and the Smiths over there. Because you're going to see your friends and family be totally afflicted in the next 3 months. I feel bad for the very skinny people. I feel bad for the anti-vaxxers. I feel bad for those that have been diagnosed with cancer, disease, and chronic illness, heart attacks, and strokes, who are not doing anything really as far as packing on the pounds. They're on major diets. They haven't been exposed to J juice, so they've never recalibrated their body. And so the elderly and the immunocompromised and the hardcore holistic anti-whatever, who will then get the symptoms of COVID, and they start plying their body with elderberry syrup, turmeric and honey and kombucha and apple cider vinegar and all the different remedies out there. And they're going to be destroying themselves systematically. Or my J juicers who can't deal with pain are going to be drinking so much freaking J juice every single time they feel something that they wash away the substance. And so they won't have any kind of adipose tissue or substance or fat or insulation to handle all the electricity in the environment. And so that's where the J juice crowd has abused my shit. And that's why I don't see too many testimonies. I get it now. I didn't realize that was going on. And it threw me for a freaking loop when I figured it out. I was like, oh my God. What the hell? Because I got off the J juice several months back. I knew I could handle it. But I figured you guys would figure it out. You get off it. Once you're plateaued, you get off, but not use it when you have symptoms. But people are using it when they're having symptoms, and that's not the point. All right, bye.